Hello, and welcome to Best Movies in Less Time. Today I'm going to talk about the drama/fantasy show, The Twilight Zone, specifically an episode called A Small Town. Spoilers are coming up. Watch out and be careful. People don't like Conley because he didn't win an election and only got his job because of a law. A year later, things are not going well in Littleton. Because there aren't enough tourists, most people in the town are broke. Emilio, a youngster, brings Jason things he needs and shows him pictures he's made of the mayor. Emilio asks Jason why he's living in the attic, and Jason tells him that he never got over the death of his wife and now prefers to spend most of his time in the church attic instead of his own home so he can be closer to God, as Trina had recommended. Later that day, Michelle, the leader of the church, gives Jason permission to clean out the eatery. The next morning, Jason goes to the busy bee diner for breakfast and talks to the waiter, Anna, and Emilio's mom. He then overhears Anna telling Emilio that they will be painting the diner the next day. So he goes back to the church. The town wakes up the next morning to find that the diner has been painted peach. No one knows who did it, which at first upsets Anna. But she comes around to it because it makes the town happy. Jason is feeling proud of himself for acting like Robin Hood when he sees an old woman fall into a hole. He moves quickly to help her. The old man next to her tells Jason that they asked the mayor to fix the pothole a long time ago, but the town's new mayor, Conley, doesn't even look at it. So Jason takes the box home to fix the town's problem himself. He looks at each idea and fixes a lot of things in the model town. Every time he fixes a pothole or a tree stump, it fixes itself in real life. Jason doesn't like the mayor, so this worries him even more. After a lot of thinking, he decides to make a model sign that says Littleton is the most beautiful small town in America. He puts the sign on the corner of the model. The next day, hundreds of tourists leave the road, and the town starts to grow again. Jason goes to Pastor Nicole's morning service. She talks about the secret helper, who has been called Lou Dante, as a proud man. Someone in the church says out loud that the person who helped is most likely Conley. Conley, who is at the service, doesn't deny it, but he takes the thanks of the neighbors anyway. To get back at Conley, Jason throws a rock at a model car. The next morning, when the town wakes up, they find that Conley's sports car has been destroyed by a rock. Conley is very angry and wants to know what went wrong. When he sees Emilio laughing, he grabs his notebook and sees that Emilio has drawn his wrecked car. Conley says mean things about Emilio, so Anna has to protect her son. Conley slows down, and the crowd cheers for Lou Dante, which makes Jason angry. Jason puts a spider in the model town later that night. At the same time, Conley is taking a walk through town. Conley is scared when a huge spider the size of a building creeps down the street. When Jason takes the spider out of the model, it pulls the big one up into the sky. Conley looks around but doesn't see anything. Emilio paints a big spider with a lot of colors on the wall. The next day, he asks Emilio quietly why he did it. Conley gets angry, so Anna steps in again and tells him that if he has a problem with her son, he should talk to her. Pastor Nicole. One night, Nicole, who is a preacher, stops by to see Jason. They talk about how the town has changed, and Jason says that Hanley isn't the secret helper. He stops scaring Conley and goes back to doing good things, like putting more lights on the Littleton sign. But when the new sign comes back and shines brightly, it uses too much electricity, and the whole town loses power. The church is the site of an emergency town meeting. People in the town are worried, and they ask Conley to fix the problem. People think Conley is trying to get everyone kicked out of town because of politics because he doesn't say anything. After he leaves the church, he looks across the street and sees Emilio drawing in a notebook. He takes the boy's notebook and shows the town the pictures that link Emilio to all the strange things that have been happening. Most of the people in the town have no choice but to ask Conley for help when the town falls into chaos. Jason finally says that he was the one who did everything. He says he only wanted to help the town, but to show it, he almost destroyed it. Jason goes to the top of the church and puts his engagement ring next to the model. He tells his wife that he's sorry for letting her down. He then lights some matches in the model's street, which makes a bonfire appear in the real street. Conley and the sheriff come in to check out how the model works. Conley has bad ideas and thinks that the model's powers could turn the town into the new Las Vegas. He tells the sheriff to take it, and Jason fights with the sheriff to get control. The next day, Anna, Jason, and Pastor Nicole are seen walking down the street. Jason says that the town can't be rebuilt because the model is broken. But his big engagement ring landed in the town, and people think that the money from the ring will be enough to rebuild the town. A local newscaster says that the ring is one of the biggest pieces of gold that have ever been found. Thanks for watching. Click this video to enjoy another best movie in less time.